welcome. Happy Wednesday. Lovely to see you all. Do feel free to message us in the chat if you want to just say a brief hello. It'd be lovely just to hear where in the world you're logging in from, and also to just check that our chat function is working. We've had some issues over the last couple of weeks, so yeah, pop some messages in the chat for us. That'd be lovely.
If you were here last week and you left a message, leave me another message, because we couldn't get them. I was like, oh, there were so many messages.
Yeah.
So at the end, if you've got the energy, because we've got a very chilled class, send me a little message to say how you found it.
Oh, wonderful. Those are all coming through.
Brilliant.
All right. Well, I'm going to hand over to Susanna, who's going to lead us in regulation, the power of the pause.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you, everyone. If you haven't attended the 2 classes so far, it doesn't matter. If you have, this is it's a group of 5 classes looking at burnout prevention. So tonight's class is all about the power of the pause, which I myself find quite difficult to put in place in a day-to-day basis. So I'm going to be giving you lots of tips that you can take out of tonight's class, and all of the classes, in fact, to help you put that pause in place. We're really looking at shifting the nervous system and shifting the internal chemistry in the body from high alert to a safe space. So I was just sharing something personal with Tawny. I've just been diagnosed with ADHD on Monday. So actually being still and going within is quite challenging for me, and I know it is for many people. So we're going to start off tonight with a bit of gentle movement. And this is a really lovely way, rather than going straight into meditation or a restorative pose. This is a really nice way to ease you in. And then after the gentle movement, we're going to be doing some EFT tapping and a mantra, and a few yin kind of restorative postures, and then we're going into a delicious Yoga Nidra for half an hour. So you will be absolutely restored and rested by the end of tonight. So we're going to start off standing, and we're just going to come into Tadasana. So standing with your feet about hip distance apart, and we're really kind of rooting. Maybe lift up your toes and try to spread the toes. Try to pop the toes down one by one. It's quite challenging. And then just close down the eyes if it's comfortable, or have a soft gaze in front of you, and just sway slightly from side to side. And just start to get a sense of the weight in your feet, shifting from one foot to the other. And then maybe take the weight forward and back. And we're really getting a sense of the contact of your feet on the floor. And then we're going to find a kind of middle point where you've got equal amount of pressure under the ball of the big toe, the little toe, and the middle of the heel. And we're going to lift up through the crown of the head, so lifting up from the belly button up towards the ceiling, and then rooting down from the belly button, almost like you've got tendrils and roots moving down into the earth. Tadasana. We're just going to take a nice breath in and out. And just settling in to tonight's class, looking at this idea of taking a pause. If you can, at any point in your busy day, root down through the feet into the earth. This is a micro pause in your day. Then we're just going to softly blink open the eyes. We're going to take some gentle movement and stretching. So starting off with rolling the shoulders. Oh, really good if you've been not in an office, hunching over your computer, just getting a bit of movement in the shoulders, and the other way. Oh, lovely. And some full arm circles. And just being mindful in how you're moving, taking your mind's eye to the parts of the body that you're moving and the sensations that you're feeling, and the other way. Now, movement is medicine. We live in a life where we're quite sedentary for long periods of time. Oh, lovely. And we're gonna just relax the arms down by your side. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Just drop your arm to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left, to the right, sorry. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. And exhale to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center, and just come to a standstill. Okay, we're going to bend the knees slightly and just pop your hands on your knees and make circles with your knees. So we're waking up all the joints in the body. There might be a little bit of crunching. So moving them around in one direction, making circles. Oh. And in the other. Lovely. Taking the feet a little bit wider, we're going to make some circles with the hips. Nice big circles. Oh, it's really delicious doing this. Well done for coming. I don't know what time the football's on, but we haven't had much luck with these classes with Wimbledon and with the football. And the other way. If hubby's come into the room, he can join in as well. Shout out to hubbies. Lovely. And then bring the feet together a little bit more. And bring your weight into your left foot. You might need to be by a wall if you need support. Oops. And just rotate the ankle one way and the other. Lovely. Bring the foot down and the other side. And the other. Wonderful. Bringing the feet down. So we're going to interlace the hands, push the palms away, lift up the arms, trying not to hunch the shoulders up. We're going to take a nice deep breath in, sip a little bit more air in, and then just turn to the side, exhale through the mouth. Inhaling back to center, sipping a little bit more air in, and turning to the right, exhaling through the mouth. Really lovely, clearing any stagnant energy in the body and then just bringing the arms down. Lovely, nice. So again, bringing the feet a little bit wider than hip distance apart, and we're going to start just loosely, just let the arms be really floppy. We're knocking on heaven's door. So allowing the arms to get heavy. You can have a little bit of a bend in your knees if you like. And what we're doing is we're allowing the arms to massage the kidneys. And the kidneys in traditional Chinese medicine are where your qi is stored, your powerhouse of qi. So this is a really great movement to do. It's quite nice, you feel a bit like a child. Got permission to be a child in the playground. Letting the arms get really floppy, and you can even let the top of the arms massage the top of the arms as well. So we're just letting the arms be heavy, we're not actually controlling the arms, they're just really super floppy. And we can speed up slightly, breathing in one way and out the other. And then slowing it down. It's quite a hot evening. Woohoo! You might feel a little bit lightheaded. Just nice and slow. Oh, gorgeous. And just coming back to standing. We're going to take our first posture, which is a standing pose. It is a yin pose. It's one of the few standing yin poses. So we're having our feet about hip distance apart, lifting up through the crown of the head, and from the hips we're just going to fold forward and then come down into a forward fold and just grab the elbows, and your sit bones are pushing up towards the ceiling. You're pulling up your upper thighs and just allowing the belly to sort of hit against the thighs. And you can have a little bit of movement here. You can kind of rock a little bit from side to side, stretching out the side body. So lifting the sit bones up towards the ceiling, lifting the upper thighs, bringing the weight forward a little bit. Really good hamstring stretch here. Lovely. And then just release the arms down, and we're going to come down into tabletop nice and gently and take a few cat-cows, just mobilizing the spine. So your knees are under your hips, your hands more or less under your shoulders, and we're going to inhale, dropping the belly button, spreading the sit bones, pushing the sternum forward, shoulders back and down. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, tucking the tailbone under, chin to chest. Inhaling, dropping the belly button, spreading the sit bones, pushing the sternum forward, shoulders back and down, glancing up. Exhaling, rounding through the spine, tucking the tailbone under, chin to chest. Carry on in your own rhythm. And if you want to introduce some other movement into your cat-cow, you might want to move your hips and your shoulders in circular motion. You might want to wag your tail, move your hips to the right and glance back towards your tail, and then in the opposite side. So really, listening to your body. Listening to what feels juicy and feels good. Maybe around back towards your heels and scoop through. So just taking another minute here to just freestyle and move in a way that feels good for you. Wonderful. Okay. So we're going to come to lay down, and we're just going to lay on our tummy first of all. No, on our side, sorry. And start with your arm out to the side here. So you've got your left arm out in front of you, and you're just with your knees bent, laying down. Lovely. And then we're going to very slowly trace. Now, if you might want your arm in the air, depends on your range of motion, but we're just going to trace the floor with the hand and roll back to face the opposite direction, tracing with the hand, and when you get to the opposite side, just trace back again. Oh, lovely. You can have your hands actually starting off together, or one arm underneath your head for support. So inhaling, tracing the arm all the way around, feeling that delicious spinal twist, but also working the left arm in the full range of motion in the shoulder joint. Oh, that feels so good. Yeah, coming back again. Nice, slow, steady tracing. My glasses have steamed up. Oh, gorgeous. And just keep that going, seeing if you can keep that range of motion nice and smooth and steady. Noticing any areas in the body that feel a bit crunchy or a little bit stuck, a little bit tense. Just breathing into those areas. Wonderful. Do another 3. Inhaling, opening up, and exhaling, coming back. Last one. Gorgeous. And then just, you don't have to get up, you can flip around the other way, or if you still want to see me, you can move your body. And we're going to work the other side. So, just nice inhale, opening up. You might feel this in the pectorals, in the chest opening and closing. Nice, slow, steady movements. Oh. And if there are areas that feel a little bit tight and sticky, and go easy. Listen to your body. We don't want to feel any pain, sharp pain, or anything that involves inhaling your breath, sharp intake of breath. We want there to be sensation, but no pain. And oh, lovely. Just do 3 more here. Nice, slow, steady. So mindful movement, really being aware of what's happening here as you open up your chest, what's happening in the shoulder joint, what's happening to your spine. Lovely. And then we're going to very slowly push your way up and come to a comfortable seated position. You don't have to sit cross-legged. You could sit on a bolster, which is what I'm going to do. And we're going to use an emotional freedom technique. It's tapping, which I find really, really useful for getting me to come into my body. So we're basically going to be tapping and repeating a mantra at the same time. And the mantra is, even though I feel the pressure to be productive, it's a bit of a long one, I made it up. I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I'll read it out, don't worry. I choose to give my body permission to be still. And I think it's this permission that is really important. We tend to push through and we don't give ourselves permission. So we're going to start tapping on the top of the head. And I'll show you the sequence of tapping, and then I'll start repeating the mantra, which you can repeat in your head or out loud. So tapping on the top of the head. And as you tap, your awareness immediately goes to that area of the body. And then we're going to tap the forehead, the eyebrow area. And then we're going to tap under the eyes. So we're actually tapping acupressure points. We're going to tap under the nose and under the lips on the chin. And then just by the collarbones on the chest. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give myself permission to rest. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give myself permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Do another 3 rounds. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. I'm going to do one more for luck. Even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. Lovely. Just bring your hands onto your heart. Ooh, just notice how you're feeling. So EFT tapping immediately calms the nervous system. That was quite a long mantra, but you know, you can say anything really that's affirmative, and you know, I often say, even though I feel whatever emotion I'm feeling, I fully love and accept myself. Yeah, that's another great affirmation. So it's this mixture of repeating an affirmation and tapping that kind of can rewire the neural pathways with practice. So if you're in a situation in your middle of your day, it doesn't have to be that complex. You can just simply tap around your collarbones and your chest, and that will have the same effect. Wonderful. Okay, so we're going to take a couple of yin postures now, and really lovely sequence that's very, very down regulating. So we're going to need a bolster or some cushions, a couple of pillows and a couple of blocks. And we're going to create an incline with your bolster, like so. So if you don't have a bolster, you can use a couple of pillows tied together, or you can roll a few blankets. Yeah, it needs to be quite sturdy because you're going to be leaning onto the bolster. And we're going to take a deer posture next to the bolster. So we're going to, I'll show you this way and then I'll show you the other side. We're going to bring our hip next to the base of the bolster, and we're going to have our one leg in front and one leg to the side with your ankle parallel to your knee. I'll show you this way, like so. So try here to push your body up a little bit and then come back down, and try to have both sit bones making contact with the floor. If they're not, if you've got one sit bone coming off the floor, contrary to what you think, you would pop a blanket under the other buttock that is making contact with the floor, just to level you up slightly. So see how that feels. This is such a crowd-pleasing sequence, so I hope you enjoy it. It's one of my favourites. So we're just lifting up through the crown of the head, and again, you know, you might want to just play around with when we go into the pose, see how it feels, play around with coming forwards and backwards slightly, but it's important that your knee is in line with your knee. Lifting up through the crown of the head, we're just going to twist to face the bolster. And then we're going to come down, and we're just going to rest our head and drape our body over the bolster. So your head is facing, your gaze is facing the same direction as your knee, your top leg. And then you can just settle in. Now, it depends how much you twist. Sometimes you need to rearrange your chest, see how you feel. And then we're just letting the body get really heavy and fall into the support of the bolster. So this is a twisted, supported deer. There's quite a lot going on in this posture. You have one leg in internal rotation, one leg in external rotation. You're twisting your spine. So just start to surrender into the pose and really be aware of the breath coming in through the nostrils, down through the throat, feeling that expansion in the rib cage, and really filling the breath, pushing the breath to all parts of the body. And then on the exhale, just allow yourself to soften, even if it's just 5%. And just following that rhythm of the inhale and the exhale. Lengthening the exhale so it's longer than the inhale, but just aiming to have a soft, steady stream of breath. Softening the jaw, relaxing the tongue, the root of the tongue. And there's something beautiful about coming into a prop with the front body. It's almost like you're going in for a hug with someone that you really, really love, where your guard completely comes down and you just soften. So let your prop feel the love and know that it's supporting you, it's holding you, you're safe to just soften into the pose. Feeling that expansion on the inhale and a softening on the exhale. Lovely, keeping that rhythm going. I'm just going to come and take a look at everyone. Gorgeous. And let your breath be a guide here. A guide to what's going on in the body. Because your breath will tell you where you're holding tension in the body, where there's stuff that might be stuck or sticky. And then you can just send the breath to those areas. And on the exhale, just release a little bit more tension. Your breath can travel through the body. Your body is porous. Feeling the breath like a rhythm, almost like waves washing in and out of the shore. And every inhale, know that you're pulling in prana, chi, oxygen, energy. And on the exhale, you're just letting go of anything that the body doesn't need. I'm going to stay here for 2 more minutes. Feeling and following the breath. So feeling the body can soothe our nervous system, and it can change our reactions, and it can also reduce stress. So body sensing decreases the stress hormone cortisol, and it gives calmness and relaxation and a kind of increasing concentration and feeling of peace and restful sleep, which can aid recovery. And feeling the body can help us to become more aware on all levels. And feeling the body slows down our thinking. You can't seem to think and feel at the same time. Wonderful. So just on the next inhale, just very slowly, gently push yourself up. Ooh. Just keeping the eyes closed or a soft gaze. And then we're going to just rotate and bring the lower back into the bolster. And we're going to bring our soles of our feet together and come back, lower back into supported reclining butterfly. If you need any support under your outer thighs, you can pop some blankets or cushions you can, you can have your legs like this. If it is deeply uncomfortable, you can just have your legs out straight in front. Just opening up the heart space, opening up the chest. Again, allowing the bolster or your rolled blankets to take your weight. If you don't have a bolster, I recommend the bolsters from Yogamatters, obviously. But they will become your best friend. I have a bolster at home that I got in, it was when Yogamatters first started. So yeah, it is the oldest bolster ever. So they do last. So just settling into this posture, notice the difference from shifting from your twisted, supported deer into Supta Baddha Konasana, supported reclining butterfly. Notice which parts of your body are making contact with the props and with the earth. Notice the quality of the breath, the smoothness of the breath. Or if the breath gets a bit jaggedy in some areas, what is happening with the breath? Is it harder to breathe into certain parts of the body? Just observe without any judgment, just with a sense of kindness and compassion. Just observing, no judgment. I have one more minute here. So again, if your mind wanders, it's absolutely fine. As I said earlier, it's harder for some people than others, myself included, to find stillness, to surrender, to pause. But the trick is to just practice connecting with your breath over and over and over again, connecting with the sensations in the body. And that in itself is a form of meditation. But so is movement. I was talking to Tawny in the beginning of the class. Movement is meditative too. And so is taking a mini break and going for a walk in nature. So the more we can fit these micro snacks of pausing into our lives, the more we are going to prevent burnout. Because we're breaking our cycle of being in fight or flight and doing and reacting, and we're pulling ourselves back into more of a natural state, homeostasis, soothing, self-soothing by pausing, breathing, rooting your feet into the earth, feeling your body making contact to the earth, feeling the breath coming into the body. Noticing the expansion on the inhale and the softening on the exhale. And that's it. It's simple really, but the trick is embedding it into your daily life. Wonderful. To come out of this, be careful with the neck. So put your hands behind your head, interlace your fingers, and use your hands to lift up your head so you're not straining your neck. Then you can release your hands and just push yourself up into seated. And then you can turn the opposite way and we'll do our twisted reclining, twisted deer, supported deer. So bringing the legs into deer, and again, just trying to get contact with both sit bones on the floor. If your other sit bone is really high, you can pop a blanket under the opposite buttock. Lifting up through the crown of the head, and then just twisting to look at the bolster, using your hands to walk yourself down. Oh, and coming in for a delicious hug. Oh, permission to surrender. You give yourself permission to be still. And even if you're not completely still, that's fine. You're giving yourself permission to shift your nervous system, to slow down. So even though I feel the pressure to be productive, I choose to give my body permission to be still. And believe me, these are things that are very dear to my heart. And I had to work really, really hard to give myself permission to be still for years and years, decades. And I think particularly for women, we find it hard to give ourselves permission to be still, because we're kind of carers. We care, we give. But you can't give without giving to yourself. You will hit a point where there's nothing left to give. So these methods, these recordings that I'm making, they'll be up on YouTube. You can revisit these classes. You can take one pose or one method and just try to embed it into your daily life. Feeling and following the breath. So there's a Science of Stillness, and in your handout this week, each week you get a therapeutic handout designed by Alison, who's a therapist. If you want to work a bit deeper with the parts of yourself that resist rest, and really do some deep work about your relationship to rest. She's looking at the kind of science of stillness and understanding the brainwave states. So beta versus alpha, theta. And we're really proving to the mind through the processes that we're using that stopping isn't doing nothing. It's biological maintenance. So it's not a waste of time. You can't, I think that was my excuse. I don't have time to rest. But it's actually a fundamental part of your biological maintenance. So we need to kind of reframe our relationship to rest. Last 30 seconds here. And then we're just going to very slowly, gently push yourself up to seated. And we're going to make ourselves super, super comfy, because we're going to be laying down for quite a while now. So maybe you want a blanket on your mat or something soft. Maybe you want a blanket under your head. Maybe you want your legs over a bolster or a cushion, particularly if you've got lower back niggles. This is really good. And we're just going to come to laying down and settle in, get yourself as comfortable as possible. You might want an eye pillow if you've got an eye pillow. It's not obligatory. And just make sure that you're in a space where you're not going to be interrupted. And we're going to start off, before we go into our Yoga Nidra, just doing a little bit of tonal work. So, you know, the resonance of some breath work, some tonal work, really helps us to shift energy in the body. And this is a lovely practice that I did, a somatic practice that I did recently. And we're just going to work through some tonal sounds on our exhale. So we're going to inhale deeply, and then when we exhale, we're going to start off making a om. We're going to do 5 rounds of om. Then we're going to go on to aaaa. 5 rounds of ah. And then we're going to end with eeeeee. So you don't need to worry about what you look like, what you sound like. So we're going to start off just by inhaling deeply. We're going to exhale with an om. Om. Inhaling. Om. Inhaling. Om. If your cycle's shorter or longer, that's fine. Inhaling. Om. Last om. Inhaling. Om. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling, moving on to E. E. Inhaling. E. Inhaling. Inhaling. Last one. Inhaling. Eyes relaxed, breathe normally, body relaxed. Just take a moment to feel all that awakened chi in the body. You might feel some tingling, you might feel some movement, some resonance. tonal work is really beautiful for shifting, for connecting to the body, for moving energy around the body. So making sure that you're very comfortable now. You can be seated, you can lay down, but we're going to be here for 25 minutes. So make sure you're as comfortable as can be. We're going to move through a Yoga Nidra meditation. If you haven't done Yoga Nidra before, it's a beautiful practice. It's full of paradoxes because you're asleep and awake. You are in a liminal space, and my words just guide you around your body to different points in the body. There's awareness of the body. You just listen to my voice. And then there's visualization and a bit of breath work. But you'll find that you may just drift. And my words, you might be fully attentive, and then my words just become a kind of rhythm. So we're aiming to stay awake and aware, but you are in this sort of liminal space. It's beautiful, and it allows the body, for me, it's a go-to to quieten my busy mind. So making sure you're comfortable. And then fine-tune your comfort even more. And during this Nidra, you can move if you want to. But if you do need to move, try to do it slowly and gently. And I'll guide you through the practice, but you don't have to listen to everything I say. It's perfectly fine if you drift off sometimes, so that my voice just becomes a gentle sound in the background. Towards the end of this Nidra, the invitation is to visualize or feel an imaginary place in nature, in summertime. And I'll guide you through a walk in nature. But if any other images or sensations come up, feel free to ignore my suggestions and have your own experience. So now, bring your awareness to your breath. And if you like, inhale through the nose and allow the belly to expand. And exhale through the mouth with a sigh. And relax the whole body. Again, inhale through the nose, create space. And exhale and soften. 2 more times at your own pace. And we begin the rotation of awareness. When I mention a body part, bring your awareness there. And if you like, imagine filling each part of the body with a golden, warm, nurturing light. Starting with the top of the head, the forehead, the right eye, the left eye, both eyes together, the nose, the mouth, the right cheek, the left cheek, both cheeks together, the right ear, the left ear, both ears together, the back of the head, the neck, the throat, and now focusing on the right side of the body, a golden light gently touching the right shoulder, upper arm, forearm, and hand, the whole right arm, the outside of the ribs and the waist, and the space between the outside of the upper body and the arm, the right side of the chest, the right side of the belly, the right hip, thigh, lower leg and foot, the whole right leg, the right side of the pelvis, lower back, upper back, the whole right side of the body. And notice, is there a difference between the sensations in the right and the left side of the body? Now, bring your awareness to the left side of the body. Golden light gently touching the left shoulder, upper arm, forearm and hand, the whole left arm, the outside of the ribs and waist, and the space between the side of the body and the arm, the left side of chest, the heart, the left side of the belly, the left hip, thigh, lower leg and foot, the whole left leg, the left side of the pelvis, lower back and upper back, whole left side of the body. The whole body. The whole body. The whole body glowing. Now, let your awareness rest at the soles of the feet for a moment. And just observe how it feels. If there's no sensation at all, that's also an observation. If you want, when you breathe in, imagine drawing energy up through the soles of the feet, along your legs, hips, upper body, all the way to your shoulders. And as you exhale, energy moves in the opposite direction, from the shoulders all the way down and out through the soles of your feet. Inhale from the soles of your feet to your shoulders. And exhale from the shoulders to the soles of the feet. At your own pace. Like a soft wave that gives you energy and that washes anything you don't need away. And letting go of awareness of the breath. And now, explore if any part of the body feels a little warmer than the rest. And if you can't find anything special, you can choose to focus on the heart, for example, and imagine a nurturing warmth in there. And now feel if any part of the body feels a little cooler than the rest. And if you can't find anything special, then you can choose to focus on the sensation between your upper lip and your nose. Perhaps the air is slightly cooler as you inhale. Now bring your attention back to where it feels warm. And then back to where it feels cool. And then back to where it feels warm, and imagine that the warmth is expanding in the body. And when the warmth reaches the area that feels cooler, then these two merge. The warmth meets the cool. Perfect temperature. Balance. And let go. The invitation now is to see or feel that you visit an imaginary place in nature, a place where you feel calm and grounded. So imagine walking in a beautiful meadow in summertime. What flowers can you see? What colours are they? And how do they smell? You decide to explore this magical place. And you can choose to continue walking along the meadow or take a shortcut through a small forest. If you choose the forest, what do the trees look like? Shafts of sunlight shining through the tops of the trees, and it feels so peaceful. And you hear bird song. And you hear the sound of rippling water. And you start to walk in that direction. What does the path look like? How does it feel underneath your feet? Maybe soft moss, maybe something else. you reach the water. Maybe it's a brook or a lake or a small waterfall or the ocean. You sit down and enjoy the tranquility, and you feel a soft and comfortable breeze against your skin. Here, you can sit for a while if you want, or maybe you choose to dive into the water and swim for a while. And the water feels soft, like silk, and the temperature is perfect. And now, visualize sitting next to the water again, feeling refreshed, feeling the warmth of the sun on your skin. And you get up and continue walking. And after a while, you reach a secret garden. There's a small gate, almost hidden by bushes and trees. And it creaks as you open it and you step in. It's so peaceful in there. Among the weeds, there are also beautiful flowers and berries and fruits. What do you see? And you see a swing and a bench. And you choose one of them and you sit down, feeling so relaxed and free. Feeling the soft breeze against your skin again. It's time to leave this place in nature, but you can come back here anytime. And initiating our slow and gentle return. Listening to the sounds around you. Feeling your body. Feeling your breath. Gently begin to move your hands and your feet. Maybe you want to stretch your arms over your head and yawn. Do what feels good. Maybe draw your knees into your chest, rock from side to side. And in your own time, Roll over onto your side. And then slowly come up to sitting. Your head being the last thing that comes up. Keeping your eyes closed or a soft gaze. The practice of Yoga Nidra is now over. Taking your left hand to your heart and your right hand on top. Knowing that you can access that beautiful space in nature at any time you need it. And then bringing your right hand onto your tummy, your left hand on your heart. You can either repeat after me or in your head. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. May this practice heal and strengthen my body and my mind. Thank you. Snoozy woozy.
Oh, thank you so much, Susanna, for that wonderful practice. I'm sure we're all feeling refreshed, restored, rejuvenated. Do feel free to pop any messages for Susanna in the chat as you say goodbye. And we're lucky enough to have another 2 weeks with the lovely Susanna. So please do join us next week. Her session will be Resilience, Building the Sustainable Blueprint. So I hope you can join us for that as well.
Make sure
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
Make sure you drink lots of water. Sleep well.
Yeah.
Leave a comment if you can be bothered, but no worries if you're too sleepy. Sometimes I lose people in Nidra. There might be a few people that are just like gone, still in that nature place.
Yes. We have had a question come up, if you can see that, Susanna, with the tapping. How firm is the tap?
Oh, that's a good question. It doesn't have to be firm at all. So I think you judge, and actually it doesn't. Sometimes you don't need to tap. You can stroke as well. So it really doesn't have to be hard to be effective. It can be very, very light. So I think you sense your own sensitivity. You know, sometimes if I'm tapping down the body, I might use flat fingers, I might use a fist, I might just gently stroke. Sometimes I feel a bit fragile. We all have like our mood kind of ebbs and flows. If you're feeling fragile, you might want a gentler touch. So there isn't, but you don't need to go hard to work hard. It's a soft touch.
Thanks for all the lovely messages.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. Sleep well.
Oh, you will sleep well tonight, I guarantee.